What is up, all forms of social media? James Joseph Edward Jesperger Jr., but please call me Jimmy for short. Today, I'm excited to finally announce what I've been playing on and practicing on for the last, couple of weeks. I did get this and give it to myself as a Christmas present this year. The biggest technology thing I've bought in a little bit, but I'm super happy with this. We are going to talk about, and I want you guys to listen as I review this drum set, the Alesis DM10 MKII or II Pro Kit. Now, before I get into the pros and cons of what I thought of the drum set, just kind of like off the cuff how I feel, I just wanted to name a few of the features of the drum set. I'm going to be looking at a list, but I'm also going to be looking at the drum set and just speaking in layman's terms, but also kind of like nice things that they've written here. Some of the features are tightly woven black mesh drum heads, enhanced feel and playing response. They have 6-piece pad set with 10, 10, 12, and 12-inch dual zone toms, 12-inch dual zone snare, and 8-inch kick. 4-piece cymbal set with a 12-inch hi-hat, 2 14-inch crashes, and 1 16-inch triple zone ride. Heavy-duty 4-post quick lock chrome rack with integrated boom cymbal arms. Fully adjusted snare stand for optimal positioning. Includes new DM10 MKII Pro sound module. So then it goes into like download this and blah 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 and all this stuff for your favorite voices, which I haven't even gotten into downloading certain things. But first of all, I wanted to talk about how much I freaking love this kit. Let's talk about the features first, and I'll just look at the kit and be like, hey, let me tell you about this thing that I really love. Number one, I was really afraid when I looked at this drum set that it wasn't going to be one of those drum sets that, like, you want the real feel of the mesh heads. And when I first got my first drum set, because now I have 2 electronic kits now, and I've always used acoustic for years, but I was afraid it didn't look like it was going to be a mesh head. It looked like it was going to be like more like a plastic or a cheap kind of head. And I am blown away by this product. Like, you have to really zoom in and make sure that you're getting your right product. But this is the real deal, man. Like, I was super happy. Also, a little bit of a con with the mesh heads, you do lose some practicability, some of your chops, just by practicing so much on a head that's really bounced and sensitivity leveled high. But I genuinely think this thing makes me practice more because of the next pros and cons I'm going to say for this list. This kit does come with a whole bunch of drums. It comes with a high tom, a mid tom, and 2 floor toms, how I explain it, and it comes with a snare. I actually confused the snare for one of the toms. I thought it was going to be little tom, big tom, big tom, big tom, but it's actually little tom, big tom, big tom, and the snare I thought was the tom. So it's actually playing for like a week with that as a snare. I was like, why is it not fitting? But I kind of like this. You could switch the drums and the feel is still the same. It's just one's a little bit bigger, which I really loved about this kit. The next thing it goes into are the cymbals. And boy, can I tell you that these cymbals respond so freaking well. The drums respond how they should, and the rim clicks and everything, like, there's a difference between how you hit the sensitivity versus like the rim clicks and stuff like that. But these cymbals feel like actual cymbals sometimes. Like, I get scared sometimes, like, looking at these cymbals and being like, oh wow, these are not real cymbals. The hi-hat kick pedal is amazing. It actually feels like a real, like, some hi-hat electronic sets just feel like a pedal and you click it down, but this one actually feels like it gives some give, like a real hi-hat pedal, and it feels and moves just like a real hi-hat. If you open it up a little bit, it gives you a little bit of sensitivity. If you open it up a lot, it gives you a whole open hi-hat cymbal. The only con for the cymbals are sometimes you grab them, and maybe I'm just not grabbing them the right way, but like you can choke them a certain way, and I just haven't gotten used to like choking an electronic cymbal yet, so we'll see how much I get into that. The other amazing thing about these cymbals are, as I just said with the features, the ride has a 3-spot zone on the cymbal, so you can hit it at the very edge, the middle, and the ping of the cymbal. Now, the other 2 cymbals, the Crash 1 and the Crash 3, or the Crash 2 as they call it, they have only 2 spots on them. The ride has 3 because you get 2 plugins with it, and it already has the cymbal trait with it, so it's awesome that you get that. The other thing that I really enjoy is the bass drum pedal. The bass drum head is actually super big. I thought it was going to be... I mean, it's small compared to some heads, but it's like durable and it's like hardy on the ground. The last thing I'll say before I get into specifics, the module is awesome. You plug it in, it's super easy to use, it's user-friendly, it's amazing. Way better than... If you'll see on the kit, I actually didn't get to say this in the beginning, but there's 2 modules on the set, and there's an extra cymbal and a sample pad pro. I probably should have brought that up in the beginning. The drum set is only the Alesis stuff. Besides the sample pad pro, that's something that I added to it that I already had that I wanted to add, and I actually forgot I had an Alesis product till I put the sample pad on, and I was like, oh, this is freaking awesome. So some cons with the kit. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you do hit the bass drum and it's not as sensitive as you want it to be. I feel like that's more of a me problem. I could go in and fix that. I could go in and be like, oh, well, let me change the sensitivity of the bass drum. It's not really with your right foot, and maybe it's also my left foot isn't as great as it should be, but my left foot lags sometimes. So I'm like, is it actually me or is it the kit? The next thing I have to bring up that I love that you're going to see in this video, it actually was the easiest process of recording ever. Before, I used an acoustic set, I used drum mics and all that type of stuff, which I still will use and I still enjoy and I still could use. But I got this drum set because I wanted it to be easier to record drums, whether it was like through MIDI or through, audio recording. This drum set is the easiest electronic thing I have that's ever been recorded. I swear on everything. It's been the easiest electronic thing I've ever plugged in. This thing automatically sets as your mic input, and it also sets as your MIDI input automatically. I use Ableton Live, and it automatically connects to both. And here's the other amazing part, drummers and recording artists. This thing can record MIDI and audio at the same freaking time, and it doesn't lag at all. It's the best recording thing I've ever had. I will say that a million times. Yeah, I can't really think of any other things that were bad about the kit. The other really great thing is this set is so freaking durable. I've never had a rack before, like for a drum set, and it's crazy. Like, I will never go back to not having a rack now because it's, one, it's durable, and 2, it keeps your drums exactly where you want them at all times. And if you move something by accident, it doesn't like fall over, you don't hit yourself, you don't, draw blood or anything like that. Crazy, horrible drum stories that I have, but like, this set has been so amazing, and I'm so thankful and happy for Alesis to one day hopefully sponsor me. But like, I can't wait. It's so awesome. Everything just hooks into it. I have extra electronic things from before. There's a bunch of pedals and stuff on the floor that are from other electronic sets, and it seems super easy. Like, I plugged in other things, and it's already adapting and already doing amazing things. The other thing that you've already noticed probably in this video, if I haven't talked your ear off at this point, I'm going through different samples of the audio recording specifically. So for probably the beginning part of the video, you're going to hear the plugin that I like to select. I use a certain plugin for my Ableton. And then you're going to hear all the Alesis set. I went through, I think, like 20 of them, but there's over hundreds of them. So get this kit, enjoy it while you can, because Alesis is putting out some amazing fucking products, and this was great. The other main thing, and this will be my ending topic. The drum set, if you are a person that's in an apartment or you're a person that needs quiet with recording and stuff like that, this has been the most quiet electronic kit I've ever been on. It does have some things, like if you use drumsticks, you will see the, white imprints of like the wood and the polish and stuff like that. But this drum set is so freaking quiet. I've played drums now twice since I got this drum set at 3 a.m. and no one has said anything. And I'm like blasting down here, like not blast beats, I wish, but like, and I'm playing loud, and I'm like, oh, they must have heard me last night. And I'll ask my roommates, and they're like, no, didn't hear anything. I'm like, okay then. So this was money well spent. I was actually debating keeping my acoustic hardware on this too. The only acoustic hardware I kept on here was my Mapex double bass drum kick pedal. But it came with a snare stand. It's actually really good, and I'm just going to use my other 2 snare stands for practice pads and whatever else I need to use. But yeah, super happy. I hope you guys enjoy this. If you have any questions or comments or have certain things that you want me to post, please let me know. This channel is for not only me, but for you guys. And as always, my name is James Joseph Edward Jessberger Jr., but please call me Jimmy for short, and I'll always see you guys in the next one. Peace. And past Jimmy, play them out on however long you've been drumming for, because I think I'm still playing.